Making sure that everything is to the right sound level that it should be. It looks like we're all good right now, so I'm hoping we can go ahead and maintain that. It's brap time? No, go to bed. You go to bed. You follow your own advice. Why the hell should I go to sleep? I've got things to do today. I've got a lot to accomplish. That being said, I will say that I do I'm not sure how long today's stream is going to be. Because I feel like this is a crust question, and I'm assuming that he's probably asleep. If not, then I'm assuming that he's making breakfast or doing something right now. But I don't know how far into this quest we are, or this story rather. So I'm assuming we've reached at least a midway point of some kind. I feel like we've been on it for a little while now. And so I don't know where we are, I guess, in terms of chronologically speaking. Why would he be awake? I don't know. He surprised me before. He usually pops in like an hour or so later than like whenever I stream. It usually varies between like 30 minutes to like 45 an hour. What the fuck? Sometime after I start streaming, he'll usually hop in and then he'll kind of just see what sort of progress I've made on my own, and we'll kind of just discuss and go from there. But you know, since he's not here, I'm been made aware, or like I have a solid understanding that he may not be here right now. I don't know where exactly I am in the story right now. I think we've crossed like the midway threshold already, and so we've probably already started the mid game, or we've gone to like some sort of a like before the conclusion. I think because there's still some things that need to be investigated that I need to figure out, and I want to go ahead and see where that goes. Now that being said. No, I already slept? What? It's brab time? No, stop that. Gosh. Since I don't know exactly where I am, but that's why I need to ask him, I guess, whenever he comes by. How many more trials are there? Is it just one more? Because if it's the last one, what I want to do, or what my the plan that I want to go for today is that I want to just beat this trial. Now, what that may entail is that this may be a relatively short stream. At the same time, this is an Ace Attorney game. This may be like actually on par, or like within like a regular. What the fuck? I'm trying to speak here. Can we not be so distracting? This game is mid, nah. I think it's pretty good. I like it so far. I'm pretty hooked onto the concept and what this franchise has to offer. So I like it quite a lot. But I think that depending on how long the rest of the game is, I guess like in terms of trials and what it has to offer, I will most likely either just try to finish this trial and then save the final. I'm assuming the next game trial is maybe the final one, unless there's like a secret hidden one that they either added later or like maybe just added for this DLC. But depending on what the number of trials remaining may be, I want to at least finish this one, and if the next one is the last one, then I want to dedicate its own amount of time to it, you know, start it and then finish it from where it goes and where it starts, and then kind of just go from there. So I guess I think I've explained myself enough, so I'll stop stalling. And we'll kind of just go back to where we last left off, because I left it off at a pretty high point, I think. We had some stuff, yeah, there's some stuff getting ready to get started. I didn't even realize that fucking Lang was here, dude. All this like reveals and like stuff happening. Again, we're in a flashback within a flashback. And so I'm so confused with the chronological events and how they've proceeded, because I think we've just been going further and further back as the game has gone forward. And so either this next trial will be finally in the present, or God knows where we'll be by this next trial. But yeah, I'm sorry to have stalled so much. I just wanted to explain my reasoning and my thought process for how I wanted to go ahead and tackle today's stream. No, play, bozo, poop. Okay. Mata Live? Okay, well you go enjoy it. You go brap over there, okay? You go do your thing. Ow. Bitch. No? Okay. Okay, fine. You abuse you abuse your privileges and your powers here, I guess, all you can. I'm gonna personally put in a job application at Mata Stream. We'll be like, hey, hire this guy as a moderator. He does great work, trust me. Anyways, I've got to warm up. I've got to get back into the groove. I've got to start using the voices in my head and try to verbalize them to the voices in the game. I forgot what voice I gave Lang though. Ah, shit. Wait. I kind of remember how Lang's voice was, or like I remember like where the I think the direction I was trying to give it, and I remember Bads because Bads is actually very easy for me to hit. That's Detective Bad, but who's he with? I've never seen that officer before. Oh wait, hold on. So I gotta get back into it.
So, did you find it?
Hold on. What was Lang's voice again? Because I remember I tried to give it. I think it's similar to Bad's. I think, but like, I think higher pitched a little bit. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Because Lang was I'm trying to remember. My voice is shit. The consistency is gonna be so bad looking back on these on YouTube. I love his theme though. Lang is so fucking cool. I hope he's in the next game too. How did Lang sound?
No, not yet. And I've been looking everywhere. I see. Well then. Please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. Heh, so you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are?
Okay, so brief Lang introduction. He's not wearing his usual fit, and it doesn't even look like he has Sheena with him. This is all within like the same year, or like within a not so distant. Well, actually, no. This is 7 years ago. Hold on, bad memory. 7 years ago, he originally met with Lang before he had Sheena, and I guess his like incredible like what is it, criminal detection record.
What was that all about? And who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing right behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids?
It looks like you were paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now?
The guy that came here from the Republic of Shangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree. However, I think one of the young ladies... I think of one young lady. That statement also applies to this. Anyway, what was the agent looking for, Detective Bad? Earlier, that little girl was poking around in the lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine, if this is the game that I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. Okay. So what, are we just gonna have to talk it out? Earlier you were in lobby number 1, and now you're in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad.
Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say.
I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked you about what happened again, correct?
I don't have anything left to say to you, boy.
Ugh, boy. You'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another. Would it kill you to even help us a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Ah! Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
Okay, hang on. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, How am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about, but aren't you supposed to know everything? He should.
Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind the piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be a key to getting some answers from Detective Bad.
Okay, well... Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph?
Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
Oof. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu key are one and the same?
What? That's impossible.
It looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife.
Oh boy.
Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct?
I guess so.
However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was in fact a knife.
Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if either of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this?
I noticed that since a little while ago. You appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for.
Yeah, that's right.
And why were you searching for it?
Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life?
Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more.
All right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change.
Okay, so we've got a... Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1.
My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this.
That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. Alright. It's testimony time.
I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before. Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. Okay, it's just like in the original Ace Attorney games, we gotta press everything.
I was in lobby number 1.
Press everything. There are certain details that we need to be able to draw out so that way we can go ahead and start presenting. Oh, whoops. Alright. So... Hold it! Why didn't Miss Yu choose lobby number 1?
Answer me! Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all.
So his answer remains the same as before, I see. Okay. I was hoping you could expound on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu.
Trivial stuff. It was nothing important.
That's for me to decide. Are we not going to get an answer? Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. Okay. Until you heard the gunshot, did you not notice anything else that was out of the ordinary?
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really one from the murder, that would give the other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now.
Sure.
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. Not even the pop from the balloon? That's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming we're getting at here. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon.
Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery during the recess, just before we split up. I filled that balloon up for her.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about that balloon?
I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point?
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh? So the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was about to reconvene.
Yes.
Which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
Well, don't give me that so. It just proves that there's a flaw in your testimony.
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivety cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think about why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
Oh, damn, okay. What is that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material.
Then you mean...
Since I was shut up in lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
No! I knew that's what he was going to say. Then that means that Scruffface's testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he couldn't hear any signs of a struggle.
Ugh. That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now, do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
The other way around?
It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if we were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean, how? I just did.
It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words.
Oh, how so?
If the rooms are to be as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears?
I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought. Which means
what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does this boil down to? It boils down to this: there must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot that they theoretically couldn't have. It looks like we have to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? Is it because the window's open? The state of the crime scene? Wait, can it be?
Is that ultra-strong perfume Q wears? She spilled some of it.
A window in lobby number 1 was open. Wait, a window in lobby number 1 was open to allow the perfume Miss Yu spilled to dispute.
Ugh! And way too noisy.
Lobby number 2 is the television. It looks like it was set to an incredibly high volume. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? And where did it go? Ooh, a whole bunch of things that we need a logic. Uh-oh. Okay. Missing evidence. Very loud television. The scent. So these two should connect here. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant's lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. Incorporeal things. Okay. It looks like it was set to an incredibly high volume. I don't think we have anything to go ahead and suggest where the missing evidence could have gone just yet. Now then, what else besides smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobbies 1 and the hallway were open,
That explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations.
So then missing evidence and the gunshot could be heard? I don't think so. No way, right? It is? What?
The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an The sound of a gunshot left quite an impression on me whenever it was played during the trial. The video should have returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for a recess and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still in here in the room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again.
It's not a waste of time to think, for I figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television. The TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
Okay.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside.
It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end.
This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape?
I suppose, but...
Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video? Sure. Knock yourself out.
Alright, then let's rewind this and see what we have.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rell's killing of the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood.
Oh wait, I think that was Francisco saying that.
This should be about right, then let's see.
No, this is the footage of Mr. Rell shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence. The surveillance video was here all along.
Looks like we've got our last piece of evidence.
The sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot we heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind the double murder. Do you mean that you figured it all out, then?
Yes. All I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from.
Fine, in that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now then, to show what the gunshot Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from, I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Just as with the spilled perfume in lobby number 1, if the windows were open, that piece of evidence's sound would also dissipate out. Now to show where the gunshot Detective Bad and Gumshoe was, and through where they heard it from. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence that I hold?
Heard a gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. I guess I can... Okay, hold on. I can do two things.
So someone left this video on play the whole time, huh?
Oh, no, I think that was Francesca. I suppose so. Other than the killings, there's hardly a sound in the rest of the tape.
Then why did the television make that loud sound when Scruffy got near it?
That's probably because the tape had run out and stopped its playback. It's not just bad luck, that detective has the worst timing in the world, too.
Someone purposely left this video on play. The question is why?
Okay. So I think we can deduce from the window. Wasn't the hall guard other than gunshot? He didn't hear a sign of a stroke. I can do either gumshoes or I think Bad's testimony. Oh, Miles, I believe that piece may actually be proof of a different last of sorts. Oof. Ow. Okay, no, I was wrong.
However, I know that the last riddle and its answer lies somewhere within this room. I need to calm down and think it through once more.
So I think... Wait, what? No? Oh shit, hang on.
Earlier when Detective Gumshoe touched this, it made a most terrible racket.
You mean when Scruffy turns the television on, right?
Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seems more like when a video feed suddenly stops, at least it did to me.
I wonder why that is. Is it the TV instead of the DVD player? Hold on. So the TV the gunshot is especially memorable. Oh, it's not. Okay, I thought... Shit, okay, hang on. What? Hold on. Let me look at my evidence. Missy staff member, the gunshot is especially memorable. Faraday wrote his strategy for winning in here. Pyramid spell in lobby number 1. Shoe stuff. I heard a gunshot right before the trial was about to start. Strewn on the floor, lobby number 2 has Faraday's blood on it. Bullet that killed Rel was fired from a few yards away. Other than the gunshot, I didn't hear... Am I supposed to... Okay, hold on. Maybe I'm... Okay, so it was rather the other way around. I'm supposed to quite literally prove the sound and where it came from. Got it. If the door and the windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser. That's true. The courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were. However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot. Well, the windows in lobby number 1 and 2 and the hallway were open, so naturally the people in those locations would hear it. Ah, but then why would the criminal open the window in the first place? To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose. Incorrect. That's the only logical conclusion that we can draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of? The murder weapon? When the crime scene took place. When the crime scene took place? The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes, and they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. Uh-oh. So that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video?
Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for this time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. There we go, investigation complete. Oops, shit. Accidentally smacked stuff behind me. Okay, so we're... Who?
Mr. Edgeworth!
Yes, what is it?
Miss Yu's asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something.
It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something.
Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say.
It would appear that the time has come
to uncover the truth.
Okay, so we're reaching a conclusion. What the fuck? To be continued? Well, I guess we're... Is this ladder the final testimony? So is this the end? Confrontation former. Confrontation former. I guess we're getting somewhere. Okay. So Kay's here and so is you. Looks like we're getting the whole gang together. Kay, what are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating. The object you're looking for is already...
Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it. Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for?
If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting
for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we lay this case to rest? Wasn't that what we planned? Wasn't this when we planned Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think you've already more than solved the case already. Don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see. Even we have a viewer in the gallery. And why even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away for, or to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movement during the time in which our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think? How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. But who is the real killer? Someone that we can't... Hold on. Someone that we can't attest for. Oh, I guess we could say it's Manny again, since he's probably got some involved. How would we prove it, though? We know that he's got no alibi, potentially. Do we know what time he got to the court? He's the only person I can draw, like, suspicion to at all. At least among the list of profiles that we currently have. Everyone? What? Everyone sans the suspect. Wait, what? Everyone sans the suspect. Wait, what? Has an alibi for when the gun went off. Is that a typo? That looked weird. Or maybe I'm just... maybe I'm just brain rotted. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirm that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Okay, well, it looks like I've got to press everything. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course. There's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards that she has up her sleeve. Alright. Gotta press everything. This one, and this one. The Detective Gumshoe is the killer. So from the start. The suspect? But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi had already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking.
I see she's done her research well.
Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding.
Hold it!
Okay. Whether they've been through investigated or not, is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive to the crime scene, lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through the window and into the garden?
That's the first place everyone looks, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know? Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest that someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden.
I suppose they really did check everything that could not be relevant to this case.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, a place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Mel's Edgeworth, I suggest that you use a bit more of it in the future.
Hold it!
You may think that it's unshakable, but to me there are far too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean that you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisco or myself speaking with you about that subject. But there were witnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave an alibi. I see. As for the little missy,
she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door at the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else.
Wait, so basically the only reason Francesca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of an idiot do you take me for? Doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time that we heard the gunshot, to the time Mr. Brad and I arrived on the scene that we dashed off from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Brad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we were to go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime scene had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot that you heard went off? What then? What, that gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of when— oh shit!
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1, care to explain how that could have been fabricated?
Take that!
That tape? Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is a surveillance tape of Mr. Rell that the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean the sound that we heard of the gunshot was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than anyone had heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Ooh.
Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here, but of course, Mr. Prosecutor, our little Miss Von Karma, already knew that much from the beginning, right? Of course we knew, didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit that we had no idea until a little while ago.
That's right, and if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And?
And? That's it, end of story.
But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear the gunshot from a soundproof room? There's actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2, and it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was opened in each. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at that time.
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is...
Huh? Oh shit, I've got to point the finger. I've got to point the finger. Okay, I've only got 2 people. I'm hoping it's not her. No, it couldn't be right. I want to say it's Manny, but... Okay, hang on. Let me think through the process. Because if I'm going to be completely honest, my mind drifts to it being you. But why would she... was also older sister of KJ instead of CCU. We've got, like, nothing on Manny. All we know is that he was present during the case, but I don't think he has an alibi for the time before. Could it really be? Okay, hold on. I'm going to point the finger.
Take that!
Miss Callisto, I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What? You indict... me? No. No way. Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious, because she's the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Haha, of course I do, Mr. Edgeworth.
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would go spiraling into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? Okay, so that was... Woo! Okay. Hopefully she's not the guilty party. I like her a lot. You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof that it was I who did it? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked for you to go around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second or the truth will blow away. Now it's time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Okay. We're starting to reach a conclusion of some kind. Okay, let's start from the top. Evidence? All I'd need to do is have some prints analyzed and we'd know straight away. Be my guest. Sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else. But why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose. Okay, hang on. More importantly, are you going to be okay not running any fingerprint analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Oh, well in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, alright? Do you have proof that it was I who did it?
Hold it!
Okay. I thought I just proved that it was. Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime. Unfortunately for you, Miss Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the scene of the crime in itself is very important. How so? By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene. It proves the possibility that when of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can reevaluate afterwards. So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was you can't prove that it was at this point.
Hold it!
Okay. Even if you're shocked that is of no concern to me, I do things my own way.
Oh? I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked.
Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
Alright, but let me just say one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people.
Hold it!
Full of holes? Well, I suppose it might be. Oh, admitting to your faults now, are we? At this point in time is what I meant to say. Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser?
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth.
What a paradox. Take care not to fall into one of those holes before you fill it up. Miles, you remember, don't you, about why the window in lobby number 1 was open?
Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened. And that was the perfume.
Objection!
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss You? Ah, Edgeworth, I never knew you were into that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know.
What? This isn't mine.
That's right, it's mine, and I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Miss You, you can pretend all you like, but we know that at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad. And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open the window. Come now, I've already told you that it's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window. The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time.
You mean?
Miss You were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1, when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought of by you, Miss You. Are we for real? You accused me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Could you care to testify as to why? Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple. Oh. A disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that... I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Minus, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. I think the biggest thing there, quite literally the biggest key, might have been that last piece. I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Hold it! At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So that's what you're trying to do? Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can be magically turned into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think that you could trap me? Come now, be honest. I never intended to do such a thing. It is all misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you like. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it in fact has the secret ability to transform into a knife, which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu's key. Oh? Uh-oh. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from this far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would, even now, still feign ignorance? I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Ah, are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would never have known about it to begin with. Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasu has sent to the police. How did you have knowledge of as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. L off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at the time, but he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. Why are you saying it's simply not possible? Oh, and why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing of the knife. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible, because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know? Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with his opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of this knife. Is she the Yatagarasu? Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is now? Show me. Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person would have known knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife? There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. And that is? And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. She's the Yatagarasu? And that is to say the Yatagarasu herself. Wait, what? Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu? Miss Yu, you used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who professes to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? Huh? Uh-oh. She's having a laughing fit. Ah. Who would have thought that you... Is she actually the Yatagarasu? Please tell me that we're going to get back to it being Manny. A stupid rookie prosecutor would see through me. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto Yu. Oh, Ryuki, welcome in.
Hey, OG, so remember that you hope that Callisto is not the killer. Well, I guess we'll get I guess we'll reach a conclusion of some kind. God damn it. I really didn't want her to be the killer. I liked her. Oh my god, this is like, how many times has this happened to me now? I don't think it's happened very often, but it has happened a few times now where I'm like, oh wow, this person's really cool. I like this person. I hope they're not, and they don't have any sort of problem going forward. God forbid, but sure enough, god damn it. Callisto you, huh? Is there a way to go ahead and like change this to Yada? Hold on. Is this? I was wondering if it's supposed to be. Okay, no, there's no O in Yatagarasu. I was wondering if her name was just like a jumbling of the word Yatagarasu, but it doesn't look like it is. That's not my real name, because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through the crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way that they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despised criminals?
But do I really?
You. Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too?
Maybe.
What sort of a woman would... So then it was you who planned to kill it. It was your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent.
Haha. Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu, by using this Yatagarasu key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought that which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well designed as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu key just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife instead of inside of the plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, then there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having an accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led the killer to thinking about setting them up as though they'd killed each other.
And the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up a crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all of his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you?
Oh shit, I couldn't read that. Wait, hold on. I can read the history, I think.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client and who's first, who's a client of who's first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the... Wait, what? I was the client in the murder of the Kodopian embassy staff member, Dade Man.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What? How could this be? You don't mean you're working with Manny Kochin, do you?
Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know.
That the Yatagarasu claims to be notable, but you're just a cold-blooded murderer.
Holy shit. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is another killer.
Be quiet, you. Yatagarasu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it.
Please tell me the judge took a nap on his seat and just heard all of this and is about to dub her guilty.
You just humbly accept the judgment of this— Wait, so just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp...
No. No.
It means the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Are we for real? You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
No. You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes to your negligence.
You two get down!
Ah!
My body. I can't move.
Kay! Hey, mister, to your right! If I had a nickel for every time a gun was pointed at Edgeworth, I'd have 2 nickels? True! Actual crazy stuff. This... What the fuck? Wait, wouldn't it... Hold on. Okay, no, it was 2. I was thinking that back in the DL6 that a gun was pointed at him again, but no. I think it was the one... At least in this game alone, he's had a gun pointed at him twice. But he's gotten away both times, it seems.
Yee!
Oh, you! I thought he was... Okay. Ooh!
Are you alright, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? It's a gunshot.
Oh no. Oh no. I just had a realization. Don't tell me the reason that we don't see Bat anymore is because he gets shot in this case. Please, no. Okay, oh my god, he's alive.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
Oh my fucking god. Okay. This guy. Holy crap. Every hole in his jacket tells a story, and one that almost took his life at that. Ooh. I was scared for him.
You may see he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she?
I don't know. She just sort of disappeared.
I'll go looking for her. Oh, and, hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops. Pops. Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bat, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
I hope so. Is he going to be in this next trial? Or this next case, rather?
Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
Huh? Why is the judge sad? Hold on, my judge... I can't believe how much trouble I've caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
Well, it was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that the lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
She did? Oh, what is it?
What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship? The Swiss roll?
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Please don't drop it. Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay brought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. That's so sweet, though. I love that. Especially now that we know the case before this one, Kay revealed that she knew us from way back when, because back when she was quite literally like baby, and she knew she was so close to Detective Gumshoe, and yet she still teased him so hard in the case when we met with Lang back with the Amanos. That's so cute. I love that. It would appear that his sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy that I thought that he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! What a good pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? You only just noticed now? Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. You should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him.
Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? Oh, that's so nice! Oh, look at that!
I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Aww. I love this so much. The origins of Edgeworth and Gumshoe. Aw, that's great. I love this so much. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from this ominous statement. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry to report to what happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid I must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
I'll be counting on you. Scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing in the court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. Ah. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I just had an epiphany. Well, I guess I really shouldn't have an epiphany. It really did just strike me. Why did Kay become the Yatagarasu? I understand maybe misconstruing the wording behind it, the noble thief who steals the truth. But the Yatagarasu is what killed her dad. Or did she never find that out? It really did just hit me. Why did why did Kei become the Yatagarasu, or at least take up the title or the mantle? I would have thought, I remember going into this originally, my thought process was that her dad was the Yatagarasu, and then the Yatagarasu died, and then, you know, now knowing that her father was the Yatagarasu or having some sort of relation to him, that Kei would pick up the mantle from her father. But that wasn't the case. In fact, the Yatagarasu was what killed her father. With Callisto Yu, who I guess was also an alibi, not even her real name. So, do you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while.
Kay, you really grew up a lot. Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad that you're all right.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and
Hold it!
Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father, right?
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu... Oh! Wait, what? The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. Oh my god, wait! The twist on the twist? That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just an expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
All right then. How do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. The truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow, Mr. Faraday isn't just a great prosecutor. He really was a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. Wow, okay, so he was the Yatagarasu. So then why did you... I guess she just kept lying through her teeth, huh? In a way to get away and try to pin the trouble on someone else, that being the Yatagarasu who was no more, thereby, in search for a Yatagarasu later on, there would be no such suspect. And so she was working with Manny and got her sister killed, allegedly, assuming that they're still related, despite her, unknowing her name. And that intel had something to do with the smuggling ring with the Amanos and a whole bunch of other powerful people, it looks like. What the hell is this story building up to? But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you. Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
Yatagarasu sends card to embassy.
The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card? Yeah, meaning this person's fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady's behind this, because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bat told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end, and I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief.
And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman.
Oh, that evil woman? You mean Callista Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes. That case has been weighing down on my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you.
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is it with that chummy relationship?
It's cute though. I love their relationship. Not quite like father-daughter, but like it's like uncle and like niece. Gumshoe is like her really cool uncle.
The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness.
Is it okay? Hold on. Can someone confirm how this guy's name is pronounced? I don't remember if I ever got if I ever got it told. Is it Byron or Byrne? I'll go with Byron.
Byron Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically challenging identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
To be continued or complete? Ah, the end. Okay, there we go. Okay, save the... There we go. Oh, shit! I messed it up! Oh, fuck. Damn it, I messed up how I was having the saves. Wait, who is this? Is that Kay? That's got Kay's keyed, or is that like her mom? It doesn't look like Kay. It doesn't look like Kay's normal hairstyle, so who is this? And it looks like, yeah, this is the last trial. Okay. So... Oh, okay, Ryuki. I pronounce him as Brian. Okay, so... Oh, Brian. Wait, how did it... Okay. I guess oh, wait, can I chapter select and go... Oh, okay, so I can go ahead and cheat my way around. Okay, that's cool. Okay. So you say Brian. I guess I'll hold on to Buyer? I don't even remember how it looked or what I said earlier, but whatever I say whenever I see it again. But I'll ask then, Ryuki, is this the last case or is there like a hidden fifth case? Or not fifth, is there like a hidden like extra case that they have after this? Because I said earlier today, before I started stream, or like I guess before I effectively got started, that I wanted to go ahead and dedicate from like start to finish like its own bit to the final case. I don't think I'm gonna like one and done it or like finish it in one stream, but I do want to dedicate like, you know, start to finish, as opposed to how I have had it, at least with like the last two trials, I think, where like I demoed it. Well, actually, maybe I think I can demo it and kind of just see where it starts. But after that, I'm probably just going to go ahead and end stream so I can dedicate. Both investigations have 5 cases. Okay, so 10 total. Gosh, we're actually coming up pretty fast on how this ends. Probably in like another 2-3 streams, we could probably go ahead and finish up the first investigations case, I guess, or no, the first investigation game. So this is the last case then. So yeah, I'll probably, at best, I know it's been a relatively short stream, but it's kind of because of this reason exactly that I want to dedicate as much respected time to this case, like, and focus whenever I get around to doing it. So I'm going to save the beginning and like the continuation of this case onto the next stream and then see how far we can go ahead and get into it from there. And then I guess we'll go ahead and finish it up however we can as it goes on, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes from there. So I'll demo it a little bit. I'll just go through the beginning and see what the intro beginning is, and then we can go ahead and continue off from there after the fact. I'll go ahead and end stream a little bit, or I guess a lot earlier than what I would have liked to have dedicated to a time, or to even like a story game as like deep and focused as these Ace Attorney games tend to be. So we'll go ahead and demo it now then. I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at how it starts. And then as soon as we start getting to like dialogue bits and like other pieces that I have to go ahead and start clicking through, I'll go ahead and just put a pause to it. It is this Edward 2 cards, one of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. What's going on here? Is this Edgeworth holding the match? A country torn in two, one to the west and one to the east. Is this the republics of Zhangfa and oh shoot, I forgot what the other one was. Oh shit, I didn't get to read that. Wait, what? What is happening here? The truth will reveal itself. What? It's the Yatagarasu! The Yatagarasu is here! What, huh? You accursed Yatagarasu. K? Oh, shit. God damn it. Okay, well, they definitely... Ace Attorney is very good at having their hooks at the beginning of their cases. Fuck! Okay, we're gonna rewatch that whenever we get around to playing it again next week. Gosh, god damn it. Oh, what is happening? Is there a war about to happen? What on earth is going on in this investigations case? Whatever the case, I'll go ahead and get us started to getting wrapped up for now. I think one of my mods either left to go do something else, and I think the other one's asleep on top of that. So let me just go ahead and get the socials up and posted. We've reached our conclusion for now. For now, the conclusion has been set. Stream will be ending, so if anyone needs to leave, then you are more than welcome to do so. I'm going to take a peek, because it's so early. I don't even know if any of my mutuals are, like, online right now. But I'll go ahead and see if any of my mutuals are also online, and then we'll go from there. And I guess we can continue on about our day. Next week, we will be continuing this case. Effectively starting, like, from scratch, from the beginning. We will be going through this final investigations case, and hopefully finishing it up within like another stream or two, I guess. Gosh, I wasn't expecting us to finish so quickly, but I've actually been doing, I feel like, a bit better using Miles's sense of like logic and understanding as opposed to Phoenix's sometimes when I was playing through the original Ace Attorney. So far, I'm gonna throw it out into the ether and jinx it a little bit, but I have not lost anything so far as Miles. I'm not sure if it's because this first game is very generous with how they do the logic thing. The closest I got was during the Amano case. I think I was like maybe one or two like mistakes away from losing my logic or whatever. But otherwise, I think I've got a pretty good idea of understanding so far. And so maybe that'll be different in this last case. Maybe in the second game it's even harder. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But for the time being, we are going to be wrapping it up for the day. So I'll go ahead and get up close and personal so that way I can go ahead and chat with y'all face to face, eye to eye. And we will go ahead and finish up afterwards with this, I guess this short, surprisingly short stream today. I apologize that it was so short. I wasn't sure how much longer we were going to be, but I knew that we were reaching a climax of some sort. So I appreciate you all very greatly for having been around while this was happening today. But we will go ahead and save this next bit for next week. So thank you once again to any and all who happen to have caught today's stream as it was happening live. Thank you to anybody who is watching this VOD later on. This oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be able to go ahead and see what this final case has in store for us. I'm super, super excited to be able to see what this game has left for me to be able to go ahead and check out. But we have to wait. I will dedicate much more time and get us started effectively with this next week. So, if you enjoyed anything that you saw here today, I do recommend that you go ahead and check me out on any of my socials posted above. Twitter is going to be the best place to go ahead and follow if you are interested in anything that I may be doing at any given point in time. I do post there mostly out of all of my other social medias. So if you want to go ahead and check out what it is that I happen to be posting, whether it's stream or IRL, behind the scenes or otherwise, that's going to be the place to go ahead and do it. I also do have a YouTube channel where I do post and keep track of all of my VODs. I do have an archive currently where I've been posting all of these. And I've got videos that are set to be posted and played out throughout the week. I think quite literally the next 7 days, there are VODs that are going up as well. So if you want to go ahead and check out any instances, certain moments, or clips that you were a part of or remember, or if you want to go ahead and kind of just check out any of my older content, that will all be making its way onto YouTube eventually. I also do have a TikTok where for the time being, I am just posting clipped, edited, short, bite-sized versions of whatever happens on stream. I have an editor who's currently working on a couple of things there, so if that's something that you may be interested in as well, you can go ahead and check that out on TikTok. I also do have some IRL content occasionally making its way over there as well. So if you want to get a feel for how it is that I go about things or what it is that I happen to be doing, that's something else you can check out on TikTok. But with that, that goes on ahead and wraps us up for the day. So once more, I thank everybody who managed to catch the stream as it was happening live. I thank anybody who is watching this VOD or video later on. It's been a blast, always a blessing. We will continue this again next week. We will see what this final case has in store for us, and we will see what it is that we have to uncover yet still in the case of the Yatagarasu. So, keep an eye out for that. Tomorrow, I will be posting what the schedule will be looking like for this next week. It will be a little bit different, as far as I'm aware, since I think I'm going to have a little bit more time. I haven't been updated on some certain things regarding my work, but as far as I'm aware, we should be good on time, I believe, for this coming week. So I'll have to go ahead and see how that will go ahead and, continue to move forward. But keep an eye out on that for whenever I do happen to go ahead and post that. But with that, I bid you all adieu. Be safe, be good. Make sure that you guys are all taking care of yourselves and that you're staying hydrated, well-fed, and well-rested. We take self-care very seriously around here. And even if I don't always follow in my own philosophy, I try to make sure that other people at least try. So thank you once again, everybody, for being here. I thank everyone who is watching this as a video or VOD later on. We will see each other again very soon. But until next time, I will see you guys all later. Bye-bye, y'all. Take care and be good. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.